Promise you won't let me down.
Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to the Halftime Show. It's 1-1. Neil, Steve, myself, welcome all back. So, what did we make of that? Matt Stannard, nice merch, Martin. Thank you very much, Matt. I'm glad you brought that up. That'll please people. Facebook user, exactly what I thought when I saw the changes. We're completely devoid of any ideas again. No link-up play, just boring hoofball. Why on earth didn't he play the same side? What do we think? I'll lead us in. I think we're lucky to be in the game still. We've played absolutely atrocious. Bad formation, bad system, bad game plan, bad. Who wants to go next?
Is it what he lined up to do? It's
yes.
What we imagined from the game.
It is. He's gone for a diamond in midfield. And it's what we said at the start of the show, really, Steve, isn't it? Where you've got wingers in the squad, but you're forcing a player on Andre Derzel out wide on the left.
It's ridiculous. There's nothing good to take away from that first half. It's just awful up and down the pitch, constantly booting it up. Nothing. Holy was awful. I think
Holy
was state to happen.
That goal was atrocious. I mean, the ball's come down. I mean, it's a looping ball into the 6-yard box. If only you got a big goalkeeper, Neil. You know, a big giant of a man who could just come and collect it.
To be fair, as a defender myself, I was thinking, what a great header away that was. Completely missed it.
Yeah, but the keeper's got to come and help you, though. Especially with a ball that's got snow on it now. It's come down with snow. It was a really bad goalkeeping. And I know people will say I'm a Bartos fan, but even Bartos had his moments where he struggled to command a 6-yard box. And Holy, you've got to do better. He had an incident before that, Steve, where he came for a punch.
He almost punched it into his
he almost Tyson Fury'd poor Wolfenden onto the bloody ground. He nearly completely wiped him out.
Yeah, there was no communication in that box at all, it seems like.
Absolutely. Communication. Lewis Bailey. McCarthy's lined up one for about 63 years and still missed it. Matt Stannard, I agree. You knew exactly where that was going. Stephen Parry, if the def calls that will keep it, leave it. Facebook user, Holy should have come out for the goal. Chris Wardham. Edwards had to come on to cover the left-hand side. Shambert had to shake this team up. Well, this is what I said on Twitter. I said, whatever way you look at this formation tonight, to me, it looks like we are trying to shoehorn players into a system rather than picking a system and team for the occasion. Derzel out wide, Chambers and Ward as your only outlets in a midfield diamond. You've got Maatsen and Kenlock, or you can have Chambers and Ward.
When you say outlet, you mean receive the ball, lump the ball.
Well, that's what they're doing, but in a diamond, you want them to be like Peterborough have got, almost wingers, don't you? Because the space is there to go and get involved, but it seems to be lump it long to Parrott or Norwood and get bodies around them.
The pre-game talk was don't mess around with the ball in the box, wasn't it? Because pretty much every time the ball's been there, it's been lumped out by every single man that's been back there.
Mike D, feel sorry for Norwood and Parrott having to do that lot behind them. We feel like we've come... we're the third tier team that's come to a Premier League team, and we're hoping to nick something on the break, and we're hoping to keep it as tight as we possibly. That's what it feels like. I don't know about you guys, maybe in the chat, Steve, Neil, but it feels like we've turned up plucky little Ipswich to try and nick something. Not we're here to tell you how we're going to play the game.
The thing is, we started so brightly.
Yeah,
and then
we got lucky.
After that,
Christy Pym has borrowed the instalment plan from Maxwell at the weekend. He's gone down in absolute. Oh, he ain't gone down at all, near enough. Terrible goalkeeping for that first one.
He jumped and he won the header and got clattered afterwards. And then, Norwood was played in, wasn't he? And cracking
Good finish.
But
bad goalkeeping.
Only positivity from that first half.
After that, I've just watched Dazelle invite the man inside on every opportunity.
Because he's not a winger. If only you had a squad of Edwards,
but
Thomas.
That's when he's playing fairly tight and he's in a central position. And every time he's gone wide and he's basically gone, there you go, come inside.
Christopher Martin, come on, we're winning for half an hour. Yeah, but that half an hour felt like the longest. It's coming at some point. When's it going to come? Do you know what I mean? Like, we almost stood there against the wall. The firing squad had the gun on us, and we're almost just waiting for the guy to pull the trigger. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. That's what it felt like. Maybe I'm overblowing it. Let me know, Steve, Neil. What are you two feeling in the first half?
There's players that have gone missing. There's people I don't recall actually hearing their names said in the first half, like Wolfenden, Judge. I don't actually recall, because I've been listening to it with the home commentary, and I don't recall them actually saying their names. Are they actually there? I don't know. I keep seeing Ward hoofing it up, Chamber hoofing it up, Parrott and Norwood every now and then having a run, but there's people sort of around the middle area that I just don't hear.
After starting brightly, we faded out and we were second best at all occasions. And then we've had a couple of yellows, haven't we? And yeah, it's just ridiculous the way we're trying to win this game, if we are trying to win this game. Well, Parrott and Norwood, they seem further apart as the half went on. They're not really linking up anymore.
They're isolated. Two strikers that are isolated. Simo, posh goal came after a decent move. Lots of players involved. When was the last time you said that about Ipswich? Yeah, but it's true, Simo. It's a good point. But I see a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, Luke Chambers' fault." I felt sorry for Luke Chambers in that instant because he's got two men. You either go to the ball or you stay with a man. But either way, you don't make the right decision because they should, with the numbers game, just pick you off, and they did.
The thing is, Judge was covering him, wasn't he? So Chambers didn't really do any wrong. But Judge never really closed his man down. He stayed a good distance and thought, I'll jump with the cross and hope I get a block on it.
I wonder if he's got the scouting report mixed up, Steve, because he seems to have picked out, like, what are we not good at? Well, leaving Chambers one-on-one, playing Judge out wide, leaving Ward one-on-one. We seem to have picked out the worst elements of our squad and picked them.
Yeah.
So we've gone with no protection in front of the two fullbacks. We've gone with Judge out wide after a good game in the middle.
I don't understand it because it's basically like you say, he's looked at all the weaknesses and gone, yes, if I have all of the weaknesses on, I'm sure that will somehow work out as a strength. Yeah. Like two wrongs don't make a right sort of thing, but with weaknesses, I don't get it. It's his tactics baffle me.
Look, we often say that he doesn't come in with a plan. Well, to his credit, he's come in with a plan. I just don't understand how the plan was formulated. And how have you come up with this?
Yeah,
he was trying to make McCarthy steal that early goal and then basically hoofball it from there on in.
Yeah, and you did say that to be fair off air, didn't you? You did say that the pace of the game couldn't carry on the way it started, and it did start fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked all right-ish. I mean, it switched pretty quickly, but... Yeah.
I feel sorry for Chambers today because he's come in off the back of a good performance by Matheson and he's being told to just sit in his position and have two players consistently come at him. And as the Peterborough commentator said, the two fullbacks had played as wingers in the first half. So he's had two guys more or less consistently throughout the half. And I just, when you're not the fastest in mind or body on the football field, it's just not going to happen. Phil and Lil. McGuinness and Wolfenden, I felt until the goal they'd sort of kept Clark Harrison in the back pocket.
Well, as Steve said, Wolfenden hasn't really involved himself in the game much, and McGuinness, he jumped for that header and he failed miserably at winning it. You blame the goalie, I blame him.
Yeah, I blame the goalie because if the goalie comes out and collects the ball like he should, then it doesn't matter if Ward's jumping, picking his nose, doing his shoelaces up, doesn't matter because the Holy has the ball. When you don't, and we know this referee is eager to put the whistle to his mouth. He wants to be the star, and he would have given a free kick if he got anywhere near the goalie. He's very active in this game. Is the official?
It was going basically to McGuinness, and he just didn't header it.
Right, second half coming up. Can we win this game? What needs to happen if we do? Let me know in the chat. Let me know on the show. So, can we win it? And how do we win it?
I don't think we can. No, I think it's going to be 2 or 3-1 now to Posh.
Okay.
We need to change the formation, really.
What would you go with?
Well, I can't see any of the defence changing, so we need to change it to the fact that we'll actually have some proper wingers on the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Would you take Flynn Downs off? He's on thin ice.
Yeah, but then who's the grit?
I think you've got to trust the player, and you've got to say, show me some maturity as a captain that was on Saturday, because your team needs you today. Don't get yourself sent off. So show that. You can walk the tight. Was
that a pass that he did? That because it looked like it was a pass that the other player, bit of a miss, a wayward pass, but he then was it just a heavy touch? And he then just slid in.
I think it was a heavy touch.
Completely won the ball. That's just how the game's changed, doesn't it?
I wouldn't bring him off. I want to see some. At some point, you've got to start trusting a player to know. Okay, I've crossed the line here. I need to step it back a little bit. I know his game is always very much on the line, but you don't want to get yourself sent off. You've got to change the formation for me, or you use the 5 subs effectively, and what you do is you bring Mattison and Kenlock on, and you bring Chambers and Ward off, and you say, okay, fine, we're going to stick with the diamond because whatever we've seen in the tactical report of Peterborough, we feel this is a good system, but we need width, we need energy, we need their fullbacks to suddenly worry about defending for 45, not going forward for 45.
I don't think it's a good game plan to allow any man to have 2 men the free will to run at them all game.
No. So you either change up or you bring up on players that can maybe hurt them a little bit and make them worry. Because nobody's worrying about 35-year-old Luke Chambers or Stephen Ward galloping in behind them, are they?
No. I think the first change I'll make would be Chambers off. Get Matheson on for a bit of pace, a bit of eagerness, a bit of intensity maybe. He seems to have that sort of that will to push forward more than Chambers does, so that'll be my first one. Downs, I'll probably leave him on.
Would you?
Just yeah.
Josh Russell agrees with Neil. He would. Downs won the ball completely. Chris Rand, easy. Switch to a 4-4-2. That's it. But it's almost as a 4-4-2. Just it's 4-4-2 set up to fail. It's like I'm going to give you 2 up front, but I'm not going to give you a decent formation behind it. Lloyd Gladden, problem is, Gov, you can't have it all. Can't have width, can't have 2 strikers and win the midfield battle. Hence why so many teams play 3 up top, got to win the midfield battle. Okay, I completely get on board with that, but then give me 2 fullbacks that are pacey, tricky, make teams worry, and don't spend the whole 45 holding the centre half's hand. Like we've played with a flat back 4, haven't we, in that first half? At no point did you ever see the back 4 not in that Arsenal famous sort of together by rope straight line. And yeah, right. We're back at a full time where hopefully you guys will join us on this show. The link will be available to have your say. Open mic night at the tavern. But until full time, I'm Martin, Neil, and Steve. We will see you all the other side with hopefully 3 points. We'll see you at full time.